I'm not even joking. It sounded like it was like right in my ear. Like it was like like, and I was like, hello, what is the mouse doing? Do we have spoopy tails? Say ooh. Ooh. What is up, everybody? It is officially the spoopy season. I'm going to be telling you some spoopy and scary stories that I actually experienced. So come along for the ride and enjoy our short video series on all of the hauntings that I've been a part of. And if you guys have your own stories that you would like to share, whether it's just something spoopy or an actual paranormal activity, let us know down in the comments all of your scary stories so that we can all get in the spoopy mood together. All right, I have a few scary stories that we're gonna split up over a few different videos. Before starting this video, I was talking to Nerva and I was like, maybe we should make some videos about telling my spoopy, scary stories. And I started realizing I have quite a few. We'll start off the scary stories with one that happened most recently, back in 2016. So I guess 4 years ago. But I got a job in a nearby town, like an hour away. And it's over a mountain pass. So it's like windy and curvy and it's quite a drive and an adventure to get over there. So I was working over in a tanning salon. We had lots of other things too, but it's basically a tanning salon. And surprising or not, considering I'm this pale. I look like a ghost myself. But I was working in the nearby town and I'd drive over there and blah, 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 blah. Well, there were some days where we weren't very busy. I was just doing my daily routine tasks. And I would turn around. I would be talking to someone and I'd see them out the corner of my eye while I was doing something. And I'd be talking to them with my back turned. And then I'd turn around and no one would be there. And I really didn't think very much of it. You know, weird things would happen. A lot of times I would talk to my coworker thinking I was talking to my coworker and they weren't there. And I just coaxed it up. Maybe they didn't hear me and they walked by, or I just thought I saw them, or whatever the case may be. So anyway, I'm just sitting with my boss. She randomly is like, oh, by the way, the salon is haunted. And I'm like, oh, really? You don't say. That is really weird. She starts to tell me about this and proceeds to be like, yeah, so there's like this really tall, slender man who he just walks around and I think he's just a lost soul. He's not dangerous or scary. She's like, but don't like acknowledge him. Don't like, you don't want to invite him in. Momo, stop it! You did something. Yes, you did. Don't think you're funny.
I was looking at Instagram. What happened?
I must have been one of the dogs upstairs.
What?
It was like a big breath like right over here, and I thought you did the okay Google talk through thing. I think a dog's lit.
Do you want to hear an interesting fact, get a poem, or something else?
We turned it on.
Okay, Google. No, thank you. Turn off. I thought you were like making weird noises through the Google thing.
I wish I was that smart.
Please don't do that. I'm not even joking. It sounded like it was like right in my ear. Like it was like like, and I was like so anyway, I had been seeing someone walking around, definitely fit the picture. It was always like a dark figure behind me. I thought someone was standing behind me. I talked to them, turn around, they're not there. And I'm like, you don't say. I told her that I had like thought I saw someone several times or heard someone walking behind me, all these things. And she's like, oh yeah, that's really common. A lot of our workers here have seen it. I have seen him. She's like, they've never like moved things or really done things or anything. I think he's just like a lost soul like wandering around. And so I'm like, oh, that's nice. Well then, like a week later or so, it was a really slow day. It was just me and one other co-worker, not my boss. and we were just like hanging out. There really wasn't any customers or anything like that. I went in the back and was finishing up my task, and we had these big water jugs that we would fill up. And so we'd fill up these water jugs, and I had like put the hose in there and turned it on, and the water was filling up. I went up to the front to ask my coworker something, and then we started talking, and I had forgotten that I had left the water on. And so in a hurry, thinking that there was going to be water all over the floor, be a big disaster, I ran to the back, and the water was turned off, and the bottle was like perfectly filled, and the water was off. And so I go back up to the front, and I'm like, yeah, so the water was actually off. Did you turn it off? But we had been up there the whole time. We had no customers. And she's like, no. So I look around in the back, and I'm like, did any of my coworkers like come in? And I didn't realize through the back door, which is locked, and no one was there. And so I just kind of was like, thank you to whoever turned off, you know, the water. Not only did it happen that time, another day I also forgot to. I didn't learn from my mistake. I also forgot to turn off the water, and it happened again. And the water was perfectly turned off again. No one in the store, no explanation, no one. You would have thought we would have heard in a quiet store when there's no customers, someone come in the back, but no. Perfectly turned off and filled up, and that's it. And it doesn't just automatically shut off. And so I was driving home one night. It was like late at night, it was pitch black outside, super cloudy, and no moon or stars really, just really, really dark. And got in my car, and I'm driving home, and mind you, the drive home is about an hour through a super windy mountain pass, and I'm getting right into the curves of the pass, and I look up in my rear view mirror, and I swear I see the silhouette of a man sitting in the middle seat of the back seat of my car. And so I turn around and look, and there is no one there. And I'm just freaked out. I am so freaked out and scared. I just like, and I still had like 45 minutes left of my drive to get home. Couldn't get home fast enough. Terrified me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I shouldn't have talked to the ghost. I shouldn't have said anything. I don't know what's going on. And then, after that, I kept experiencing weird things. I think I heard my name at work, blah, 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 blah. And then afterwards, it became winter, and I didn't want to have to drive over the pass anymore. So I quit my job, and just being at home. Sometimes when I was home alone, I'd hear my voice, and I'd be like calling out, and then no one would respond, like because no one's home, or they're outside, or whatever. Just weird things happened that were super creepy. The dogs would even, like, at one point, the dogs all were just staring at a corner of my house. We have a door that leads off to like nowhere, and they would just like go and stare at that door because we like took a deck off there, and so it's just like a flat thing that you can walk on top of, but it doesn't go out to anything at the time. And they would just go stare at that door for no reason. They know that that door leads nowhere, and yet they were just sitting and growling at this corner. Just weird things were happening in my house. I was hearing my name, things were going missing, all these creepy things, and I was freaked out. And it all started with working at that tanning salon. Well, flash forward to, I want to say like January, February of 2017, I ended up getting a cross tattooed on my hand. Not to any correlation or anything, I just wanted one. Well, then a few months go by, and I realize that I haven't had any more spoopy moments. There's no, like, I don't hear my name, things aren't going missing, the dogs aren't being weird, or hearing or seeing things, or like anything like that. Like, it completely stopped. So take it as you will, but that was terrifying and super creepy and made me like want to have nothing to do with anything paranormal anymore. If if you guys are enjoying the spoopy, scary stories so far, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if you are enjoying the content, make sure you drop a like. It helps a lot. And leave a comment. Don't forget to tell us your spoopy stories and events. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!